Welcome to the Target Forge workshop, guys. Today I want to take a look at what my solution is for dealing with all of the O-rings that we have in our modern air guns. Some of them have ridiculous amounts of O-rings. Some of them only have a few. But the bottom line is even the very Foster fitting that you use to connect and disconnect your gun every day still has an O-ring in it. And the fill probes that you use still have an O-ring on them. And sometimes they need to be changed. And we want to be careful when we work with O-rings that we don't damage O-rings that we don't intend to damage, and that we don't damage the surfaces that the O-rings have to seal on. So that's where this kit comes into its own. And I'll walk you through it. This is one set of O-rings. I believe this one comes, it's marketed more towards the diver, but it really doesn't matter. These are very, very fine, thin points designed to get into tough to get areas and get those O-rings loose. They also have very, very thin tapered points. So be careful when you're using these, but sometimes they're just the tool you need to get into that crevice or area that's really tough to get to. And also, when they're sharp like this, sometimes you can pierce a difficult to remove O-ring rather than risk scratching the surface that is sealing it underneath. So these are brass with a plastic handle, but they are quite useful in your O-ring maintenance kit. The next set we have is a heavier all brass set with 4 different ends. This tool pretty much is just for getting really big O-rings off or smoothing out other sealing areas. This one is a little bit more stout on the tips, and they're also much shorter, so you don't have that long, thin profile on these. These are going to be good for areas where that O-ring is really hard to get out of its groove. These are going to give you a little bit more strength, and they're a great solution for that. Just be careful if you're working on brass surfaces with these brass tools, because you can scratch a brass surface if the brass you're working with is harder than the brass that your O-ring is supposed to be sealing to. So be gentle, be careful. But these are still great tools to have in your kit. They give you another weapon. Now these are the ones that I really try to use the most. And you'll notice they're kind of segregated. These 3 over here are the ones that are my go-tos. They are all nylon. They're very robust. They have very sharp points. And they're great for getting in and hooking a resistant O-ring. They've got some angled tips, some straight tips, some big hooks. These are great options when you absolutely do not want to scratch the surface that your O-ring is sealing on. These are my go-to for working with soft brass fittings and the like. And they are a great option. And what I'll do is I will put links to all of this stuff in the description of this video so that you guys can do the same thing, including this pouch. I thought this pouch was perfect for this set. Now these tools came with those other O-ring picks, and these are more for prying smaller areas, maybe in your car interior or other plastic appliances and stuff. They're great for prying in without marring the surface or the plastic. They're a great tool for that. But for air guns, honestly, these other 3 tools aren't quite as useful. Although I have used them for when I mess up and I'm loading pellets in a magazine and I need to push one out. These are generally right there on the table with me, and they're pretty handy at doing that. So that's the set, guys. And check it out and let me know what you think. Put something in the comments below and let me know what you use for your O-ring solutions. And check out some more videos here on Target Forge before you leave. And by all means, do use our links. It really helps support the channel. And consider joining as well. That's another great way to support the content that we do here. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, be a light in the darkness.